Barbary was left behind, and over the next mile, until they reached Kincardine itself, and the manse of John de Graham, who had summoned Nicholas on some urgent but unnamed business. Only when they rode inside the waist-high wall, more aesthetic than functional, of the de Graham house, did Baldred, the captain of the MacRory army, once more bring his concerns to his chief. Baldred was not more than a handful of years older than Nicholas, powerfully built even as he was shorter by 3 or 4 inches than the great height of Nicholas. He possessed what Nicholas's sire had called an old soul, and though he owned a keen mind for warfare as well, he entertained more caution than most, and often felt the need to vocalize any misgivings to his chief. Having dismounted in the vacant yard, he held the bridle of his steed and moved toward his chief, where Nicholas put his feet on the ground as well. "I see this woeful holding, and I understand even less why we've ridden straight away to answer so cryptic a summons," groused Baldred, casting his gaze all around, his brown eyes showing a distinct lack of enthusiasm. "Aye, the manse might well be unimpressive," Nicholas allowed. "The wall alone nearly amusing, for whatever its intent had been. But you ken that de Graham's army is twice the size of ours. Like as no, with such numbers, he needn't worry about the height of his wall." Nicholas raised one dark brow. "And consider, if you will, what those numbers would mean to Scotland, if we persuaded him to fight for freedom, and no with the mongrel English. 'Tis said his greater holdings are there, in Longshanks's realm, so I'm not sure how you expect to turn around his loyalty." Nicholas levelled Baldred with a speaking glance, reminding him of what William Wallace had said to them not so long ago. "No man chooses the shackles of tyranny over freedom, but many a man will sometimes choose peace and ease over war with the tyrant." Baldred harumphed his dislike of this. "I dinna trust a man such as that. You fight for right, for what's just, and not for convenience or ease, or God's blood. Dinna fight at all." Nicholas grinned, and smacked Baldred on the shoulder as he walked past. "No men are created so brave and true, my friend." The de Graham house might not have been impressive by the standards of Nicholas and Baldred, but it was not as miserable as Baldred made it out. It was a 2-story stone dwelling, resembling more an English manor than any great Scots castle or keep, with peaked timber roofs, and showcasing leaded glass windows in wide frames on the ground floor, unlike the slim, arrow-slit apertures to which they were accustomed. The door to the hall opened, and a woman stepped into the yard. Having determined that no great expense was laid out for the home or the grounds or the village of de Graham, Nicholas determined that all income must then be spent not only on the sizable army, but also to clothe the women within so finely. Dressed in a sapphire lignure of wool, whose short sleeves were fur-lined, and under which was shown long sleeves of brocaded linen, the woman did not remain near the door to accept them or question their coming, but strode forward and beckoned with crooking fingers a lad from the stables, which was situated adjacent to the house. "Fergus, come see to our guests' horses." Before the steeds were collected, and while the rest of his men dismounted, the woman said, "I am Eleanor de Graham, and I thank you for responding so quickly to my missive." Nicholas exchanged a subtly quizzical look with Baldred before questioning the woman. "You sent the missive, ma'am? 'Twas signed by your husband, John de Graham." Without the barest hint of apology, she queried, "Would you have responded to a request from only his wife?" Nay, he would not have. He'd have answered the note, though,